What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the very first episode of the Scopes&Laggers podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Nebs, aka Kyle, and I have with me my partner in crime, maybe my nemesis, maybe my arch enemy,
Oh yeah.
Kizzle, aka Markell. And this is our very first episode, and we're excited to get into some good stuff tonight. And just going off the top, we're gonna basically introduce ourselves, let you know exactly what we're about, give you some information, so just so you know we're not just some slabs off the street who think we know. What?
But you are.
Starting early, man. Starting early. All right.
Shots.
Markel, I'll let you go first though, since I let off. I want to save the best for last, so you can go
Wow.
ahead of me, and then
Okay.
greatness behind that. So my friend, please,
Um okay, that introduction.
and no bullshit.
Couldn't have done it any better. Anyway, um my name is Markel. Me and Kyle know each other. We work together at an
Stop it.
undisclosed, unnamed location. Um
McDonald's.
and we are quite the best friends, as you can already tell.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been gaming since I was like what, like 5, 6. Started out on the NES. Had to get that Mario out there, the Ninja Turtles with the co-op saving Rachel dying. You know, got
She
it
was a thought.
out here saving these hoes. Anyway, then I gradually moved into the semi 3D world, I guess you can say. My very first podcast, very first gaming console that I owned myself was a Sega Dreamcast. Okay, that Sonic Adventures. I cried when I beat it, real tears. Sonic Adventures, one of my favorite games of all time. Um,
What happened at
yeah,
the end of Sonic Adventures?
I don't even remember.
It just left that kind of mark on you.
I was emotionally touched by that game. I don't know why. I don't know if I cried because it was that good of a game, but just the beginning when you're running around with the whale popping out. Oh my god. Anyway,
Hmm.
let's move on. I really got into gaming. Gaming. I was influenced by my uncle. He always had all of the new consoles because my mom just despises games to this day. So I would play my uncle's games. He's only a few years older than me. Uh, PS1, Parappa the Rapper, I was playing all that stuff. PS2 is when I owned my second console. My grandpa bought it for me because, again, my parents did not buy games for me. Uh, I don't even remember what I was playing on that. But I'm here now. PS4, PC, and then we have the Xbox guy over here, Kyle. So I guess I'll let him talk.
Jeez, this is the start of a beautiful thing.
It
I can
is.
already tell.
Just let it touch you.
I can already tell this is a fantastic idea. Um, well, after that riveting story, I don't I unfortunately I can't live up to that, man.
Hold
Just
on, let me cut you off though. I'm sorry. Some people are going to try and say I'm a 3D gamer. I am not a 3D gamer. I started gaming in 2D. Okay. So don't try to play me.
all
I'm
right,
only 22, but
all
I've
right,
been playing
Kanye, get off the
games.
stage real quick. Jeez,
I'm
let
going to let
Taylor
you
Swift
finish,
talk.
Taylor, but I wasn't a 3D gamer. Okay.
Roger that.
Continue.
Thank you. Um, I started in the womb. Okay, I'm not gonna go there. I was gonna go
Jesus
somewhere with
Christ.
it. I was really gonna take it someplace where it didn't need to go. I actually, to be honest, where I started, where I really remember taking off with gaming was with Mortal Kombat on the Sega Genesis, which was the uncensored version. The very first uncensored version of Mortal Kombat. We're talking like spinal cords and guts and all that good stuff. I remember just that was the only game we had because we were poor, poorer than Markel. My sob story is bigger than his.
Stop.
And that was the only game that we could afford to play for a little bit. And me and my brothers, we would just sit on that Genesis probably 3 to 4 hours a day right after school, beating the snot at each other, and eventually got really good at it. And fatalities back then, man,
Hmm.
I don't know about you if you ever played it on the Sega Genesis, but getting the fatalities off on one of those shitty ass controllers back in the day was a hassle. But I mean, I pulled it off somehow. But of course, what gamer hasn't played an NES or a Super NES? You know what I'm saying? With Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Paint. Remember that? Do you remember that game?
Um, no.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Zelda. Come on. Did you ever play Zelda?
So hold on. So basically, what you're telling us right now in front of all these people,
Hmm.
quotations, all these people, is that you're a 3D gamer, Kyle.
I am a 3D gamer.
Yikes.
I'm raising my hand. My
Um,
name is Nebs, and I'm a 3D gamer.
yeah. So
I mean, I played. No, that's not what I
that
played. Hey, Chocho. I played Mario before I played Mortal Kombat, but I really fell in love with gaming when I played that game. That's. I think you're just
okay.
misconstruing my timeline here. I just
Okay,
remember,
I think
Markel.
I think that's
Kyle
fair.
was alive before you, so I think he may have touched the controller before you did. Just let's.
Okay, I'm just saying.
All right,
Like
no,
I was really in these streets in the 2D world. Okay, I wasn't really in these streets, in
I
the
was in the
3D area.
pipes. I was in the pipe. Giving the pipe to Princess Peach just like you were. So,
Yikes.
yikes. All
Okay.
right. Anyways, yeah, we're not PG. This is not a PG podcast. I don't want anyone else to think that that's not happening.
By
I'm
any
not
means.
censoring myself. Free speech. All that jazz.
Oh God.
Anyways,
um.
moving along. Mortal Kombat and blah blah blah, and then slowly grew into the N64. Played a bunch of titles on there. GoldenEye. Praise be that title. Um, and then finally the PS2, man. I know we can all just take a moment and just really think back to the days of the PS2. Let's just
Mm.
a moment of silence. All right. Those are some good times, man. What was your favorite game on the PS2, Markel? What would you say?
Oh Jesus. Whew. PS2. I mean, oh man,
I got one.
PS2.
I got one that's gonna kind of kind of go against my current standings, sort of, but not really.
Mm. A current PlayStation exclusive?
No, well, a current PlayStation exclusive. Um, what's the word? Studio game. You, you want me to just say it? I
Uh,
can just say it.
Naughty Dog.
Insomniac.
Hmm. Who did Insomniac do Spyro?
Ratchet and Clank. But but
Mm.
but that's not the game. Jack and Daxter.
I can see you playing Jack and Daxter.
Wait,
But that's
Wait, hold on. Did Nadia do that? Hold the.
yeah, Jack and Daxter was Naughty Dog. What are you talking about,
Was it?
Insomniac? Yeah. Get your Googles out. Come on now.
Yeah, I am. I am. Hold on.
Um,
Naughty
while you're looking that up though, like
Jack. Oh,
it's
no,
it's
no,
hard to like
no, no,
pick.
no. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, it was Naughty Dog. I stand corrected. But anyways, it's hard to pick one from the PS2.
It is because you have Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank. Was Spyro exclusive to the PS2, or was Spyro on Xbox? No, Spyro was on PS2.
Mm,
Anyway, Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank,
Sly Cooper.
Crash, Sly Cooper is maybe top four games PS2 exclusive of
Yep.
all time. Like
Yep.
Sly Cooper was just a dog. Like I grew up playing Sly
He
Cooper.
was a raccoon.
Okay. Anyway, we're just
Yeah,
gonna.
anyway, moved on to the PS2, and then slowly but surely, I made my way into a first-person shooter era, and actually went semi-professional for three some odd years. Made my living in the world.
Getting thrashed.
No, not getting thrashed at all. We placed fourth in the nation for GG Circuit Call of Duty, Modern
In
Warfare 2.
Division 6.
Psych. Fourth overall in the United States. But anyways, I digress, and to stay humble and not you know put
Episode
Markel in
2,
his
Kyle
place.
gonna have to bring some receipts, man. We need some proof.
Receipts. I mean, I can bring you some bank statements. Maybe I don't
Oh,
know. I'd have to call PNC, see
yikes.
what's up.
Yikes.
It makes
Anyway,
sense. Yeah, so my true lines are in FPS. I have stepped down from the whole semi-professional gaming scene. I have a kid now, which I'm fine with. I'm not one of those, I regret it, dads. Um, and my life has changed, but for the better. And I think I've slowly moved more into PC gaming nowadays. So, um, other than that, that's mostly my background. Unless Markel, do you have any questions for me, buddy? Since you're interviewing me, since this is my podcast where you interview me and ask me questions.
No, but I just want to get into the PS2 thing. Like,
Oh, we're going right back to that.
yeah, we have to stick there for just
Okay.
one more minute. Like,
I feel like okay. Before you do that, though, I feel like you're just trying to go in there and wedge a blade in between my Xbox and
no, absolutely not. I
okay.
just want to kind of uh not ramble off, but kind of explain more on the crux. Like PS2 really is like the crux of like gaming. Like that is the origin of like at least for me. Like that's when I really like I play games. Like I had a Sega, uh played a lot of PS1, Nintendo 64, GoldenEye, all that stuff. Like all of it. But PS2 was the greatest console of all time to this day. And like that's when I really learned and actually had a conscience, like a
Besides
conscious mind.
the Virtual Boy.
You keep bringing up that Virtual Boy trash. Nobody remembers that trash. That thing gave like everyone brain cancer.
Good.
Anyway, um, like the PS2 just dominated, and that's really when I kind of like had a conscious mind because like as a kid, like even when I was playing the NES, like playing Mario. Like you didn't really have a conscious mind; you were just playing hitting buttons. You know what I mean? But in the PS2 era, I had a conscious mind of games like when I first started playing like State of Emergency, like Metal Gear, Kingdom Hearts,
Twisted Metal.
Grand Theft Auto, Twisted Metal, games like that. Like Soul Calibur, fighting games, Dragon Ball Z, the Budokai games. Like
Tekken.
I wasn't really a Tekken fan, never really played them. Only one I ever really played was Mortal Kombat. That's the only one I played now too. But PS2 was like for at least people in our age group, the PS2 was like our system. Like kind of like how we had like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon in its prime. Like that was like our generation of stuff, like of gaming. It was PS2. Kids now they grew up in the 360 Call of Duty era. They don't really appreciate games, you know, that we appreciated, like story driven games. We didn't have multiplayer unless you bought the goddamn $50 brick on the and like screwed it on the back of your PS2. Got the long ass Ethernet cable. Ain't no Wi-Fi, bitch. You know what I mean? Like it was no Wi-Fi. You had to get up, unplug it, you had to go and plug the router every like 30 minutes,
On dial
hop
up.
in that SOCOM. You was lagging all over the place. Somebody get on the phone. It's over. You're out of here. You're gone. I don't. That's like PS2 era just really made me appreciate gaming, and that's like when I play games on PS2, especially competitively. That's when I knew that I was gonna be a gamer for a while. But I digress. But anyway, moving on.
I that was your what I would call your gaming awakening.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's when you finally hit gaming puberty.
Absolutely, and I take pride in it.
Good.
I cherish those memories.
That's good. That's really good, man. We all remember those days.
Absolutely.
But
But
yep.
uh, going off of that, I guess we can move on a little bit if you're done talking about it. I don't know if you are.
Am I ever done talking about myself? Absolutely not.
Okay,
Now,
I was wrong. I should have known. Carry on.
no, but now we're gonna basically let you guys know that the reason why we're doing this podcast is number one, Markel and myself, we talk too much to each other, and then we get really aggravated with each other, and so I think this is the best way for us to have a platform to discuss things in a neutral ground where Markel is controlled in his anger.
Wow, I think we just have the same personality, but you're just the extreme
Wow.
side of our personality. Like there's a one and a 1A. You're like the 1A of the personality that we
Wow.
have. You're just like
Yeah.
the
I would be though, right?
like what's like Goku? What's the when he turns red?
Super. I don't know. I had
Not Super Saiyan, the
no
other one.
no. It's Kaioken. Like you mean it when his hair turns red, or when he
No,
just
like when
glows
he
red?
turns red, it's before he turns Super Saiyan.
Oh,
Anyway,
Yeah, Kaioken.
yeah, I'm like regular Goku, like can still fight, and you're like Kaioken, like crazy Goku.
Oh yeah, course
if
not.
that makes any sense.
Okay, yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, fine. Yeah,
go
I mean,
ahead.
I guess that was a great like example. Anyways, so I'm worse than you, is what you basically just said.
You're worse than me.
All right. There you go. That's exactly why we have this in front of you right now.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
But we just wanted to give you a background on both of us, just so you know that we weren't just talking off the top of our asses here. We actually know a little bit of what we're talking about, and we want to have a platform to kind of talk to you guys and see what's going on out there. Now, this is our pilot episode, so we're obviously not just going to be just the two of us. We're going to be inviting guests on, and we're going to try and keep this at least every Tuesday night we get these out. Marco, is that the goal? I don't know. I think I was drunk when you told me what day you wanted these to go out.
I might have been drunk too. But yeah, I guess Tuesday is good.
Tuesday nights, man. That's when
Uh,
games release on Tuesday nights.
yeah, so it could be good or bad, but hopefully good.
Well, the good thing about the internet and life and video files is that
It's always there.
you can just always change it. The date that you that you said before, fuck that. Change it on them. Switch it up.
There you go.
Anyways, so Tuesday nights are usually we're gonna get them uploaded onto YouTube, and then we're gonna move on to doing them live and having them recorded as well on the YouTube as well. So that'll be in the future when we bring on guests and everything's a little more streamlined and we kind of get our footing. Um, Guests, we don't have anything like in solid grounding that we're gonna have on for next week. We're still in discussion about that, but just trust us. It'll always be entertaining regardless of what we're talking about. Now we will have an outline for the show. We're not just going to be going off the cuff 24/7. That was just our intros and stuff like that. So we're kind of going to go off bar. Um, Today, I know that we're going to get into some pretty interesting topics. Usually, what we're going to have right now is going to be our quick draw segment, and that's going to be talking about something current event wise in the world,
Oh yeah.
or some kind of hot topic that's happening.
That Kyle has absolutely no idea about because he doesn't watch the news.
All right, all right, all right. I'll just mute myself and welcome to the Markell Show
Oh man.
with his co-host. I heard your phone vibrate. I heard that
Oh yeah,
shit.
it's going on. These hoes crazy.
All right, hotline bling. All right. Yeah. Go ahead, Markell. What's your quick draw?
Um okay, I just wanted to talk about this. People may or
That's the
may
point of the
not
quick draw.
care about this. Yeah. Anyway, for those of you who don't know and probably may or may not be able to tell right now, I am an African American male.
Uh,
Um, so topics like these, not to bring the race card up, but topics like these
but you did.
generally hit, generally hit home with me. Okay, so I just want to talk about just really quickly. Just give me like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. I know.
Um,
I know what you're about to bring up. Okay.
the article we just spoke about.
Right.
In North Philly, of all places, for those of you
Sing the song.
who don't know, in North Philly, not where Will Smith was at, the opposite of end of where Will Smith was chilling. I'm talking about down in the dirty side, in the hood.
Right.
Okay, North Philly. Um, a mother spends 25,000. A black mother. Okay, let me just put it out there because there is context to that. Okay, spends $25,000 on her son's um prom send off. I don't know if Kyle can bring this up on the screen. I don't know if he can share a screen or something, but if not, I guess we can put like a link in the description or something like that after the video. But she spends $25,000 on this kid's prom. Okay, $25,000. We're not talking about like $5,000, like outfit, limo, things like that, after party, maybe a hotel after, those usual expenses on prom night. We're talking $25,000. Okay, what she used to buy, or what she bought with that $25,000 include a Lamborghini, a Range Rover, and a Rolls Royce because the kid needed to drive three cars, and not just three regular cars, three luxury cars.
Did she
Each
rent
one,
them?
I don't know. With $25,000, she had to have
Yeah. No shit.
rented them. There's no way she could have bought these cars. I don't know. She may have owned the Rolls Royce or
Eastern
whatever,
Motors,
or
bruh.
the Range Rover. and hit my boy Aki up real quick and said throw me them keys for about for the for the five real quick. We'll be back by 12. Anyway, he needed three cars. He also had two dates, a goddamn camel, a real live camel. Uh, the pictures on the article, they actually had someone come out and draw a mural on the side of a building of the desert. So my problem with this is the whole hood rich thing. $25,000. You invest in Apple stock, wait 10 years, the kid is thousandaire, a big thousandaire, 100,000 there. You wait 10 years, maybe even a millionaire. Who knows? $25,000. That's a whole maybe like semester, a whole year of school. $25,000 that can help him buy his first car, real car. $25,000 that could, I don't know, maybe help him get his first home. But we're so just wrapped up in this hood rich thing that we spent $25,000 on one night for prom, and you live in North Philly. I'm just gonna let that simmer with everyone. My people, if you're listening, we got to do better. Anyway, we're moving on.
All
I don't
right.
know. Do you have anything to say about this? Do you think there's anything wrong with that? $25,000 on prom?
I mean, okay. I already said this to you before we started when you had brought that up. Do you know what this lady does for a living though?
She owns like a restaurant.
Okay. Now, I'm not. I mean, I'm assuming that this restaurant has to do okay for her to just plop down 25G and not think about it.
Um, that's debatable, but
Not really. Do you really think she's just gonna be like, oh, okay, here's $25,000. Let's throw it. Let's just go nuts with it.
I mean, I don't know. I did see somewhere where someone said she was saving up money to do this, but I'm still saying like
Okay,
there's
it's pointless. Was it pointless to do? Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. That's retarded in my opinion. Regardless of race, that's just stupid to do because 25 grand could go towards, like you said, anything else that's 100% more applicable in real life, and grounded as well. But um, I mean, if it's her kid, man, it's her business. I mean, if she wants to do it, it's her money, not yours. What is it? What is it? Are you salty a little bit?
I'm not salty. This is not a personal attack on the family at all. It's just this happens a lot. If you go on Twitter, there was like a huge thing last month where these kids were posting these prom pictures. I'm like, where the hell do these kids live at? Like, it was like thousands of kids posting prom pictures
It
of
was
them standing
Dubai
next
themed,
to,
right? You said that,
yeah,
right? Okay.
Dubai theme of kids standing next to like BMWs and Range Rovers. Like, my dad has a Range Rover, my dad has a Benz. I'm not standing next to it taking pictures, like, because I don't need to have that image of me. Like, it means nothing. And in 2 years, maybe even a year, he's not even gonna know. He's not even gonna remember half the people at his high school. He's never gonna be around them ever again. It's prom. Like, why does it matter? Half the people that showed up, like, he had the whole entire city out. Like, if you look at the pictures, the whole entire North Philly area was out in the middle of the street watching this kid with three cars parked and stuff like that. Like, who cares? They're gonna know you for that moment and what else? You know what I mean? So I'm like, this just mindset of this hood rich stuff and just being flashy. Like, it's not just him; it's a bunch of kids across the country that have been posting pictures like this. With these goddamn, like, this kid was goddamn Aladdin for prom. Like, what the hell is this? Um, it's just sad. And it just goes to show, like, my age group in particular, kids younger than, they're obviously younger than me. I'm 22. I've been out of high school for 3 years now, 4 years now.
You old
Um,
fuck.
yeah, it's just sad the way these kids think. Like, they just want to show off for Instagram, Twitter, all this crazy stuff. And these kids, no one's gonna remember this. Who cares? It's one night. Go get a job. Go start a trust fund for your son. That's way more important than $25,000 just wasted on prom. When it could go towards his future. One day he's gonna really wish he still had that 25K. I hope not. I hope he's well off, but you never know what can happen. But anyway, I guess we can move on from that. Just wanted to get that off my chest. It was terrible.
You feel better?
A little bit. It's
Okay.
still bad.
Do you think that kid's regretting his mom dropping 25G?
I don't think he regrets it, but I think she will,
Okay. If not already, right?
if not already.
We should bring her on, see if she'll let us interview
I
her.
doubt she'll want to come on and speak on that,
Be
but
like, ma'am, Markel would like to know why. You're so retarded. Markel, floor is yours.
Then I would just hit the red button and exit out of the call.
Oh shit. Okay. I mean, it's whatever, man. That doesn't really take any time out of my day for that. I wouldn't even bat an eye at that, to be honest. Regardless of who is it, who did it, it doesn't really matter. It's their money. They worked for it. Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Okay, sweet. I'm glad that we had that therapy session and got over that for you. I felt like that was going to be a big thing for you.
I'm good now.
Good. That's good. That's the point of quick draw, man. You just pull the gun out and get all that ammo out of there. Okay, that sounded gay. Anyway, so my
All
quick
right, wow.
draw for this week is it's gaming related. Far Cry, the new one, that's coming out. I don't know if they're sticking with that same title. Um, was it Far Cry 6? Is that what they're?
5.
Is it 5? I can't even keep up nowadays. Then because Primal doesn't count as a number, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Far Cry 5. So they're going with this whole country bumpkin religion, maybe white supremacy kind of tones going on with
Oh
it.
my god, it sounds like your cup of tea.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, that that hurt. That hurt. All
I'm
right.
sorry,
I'm gonna
continue.
go. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the story because apparently now I'm just a grand dragon now. So. Wow, that was okay. Anyways, so that's what the tone they're going with, and there's like I don't know if you've been keeping up. Like I'm on Reddit all the time. I don't know if you're on Reddit a lot, Markel. I don't know if you troll it like I do.
Mm, not really as much as I used to.
But when I'm going through subreddits, I've been seeing a lot of talk about how people are seriously pissed about this, and it's not just white people. It's like a lot of other just races and stuff like that. They're just the number one thing that I see is people don't think it's gonna be fun because the location just seems like boring, just mountainous countryside. Which now that I think about it, isn't that what Far Cry? All the Far Cries are is tropical islands and mountains and fields and stuff. I mean, it's not that big of a difference. There's also a lot of religious backtone. There's a ton of people, like hardcore Christians, that are like saying, "I hope this game doesn't like go on a witch hunt for Christianity and stuff
Yeah,
like
they
that."
had a petition. They started a
Yeah.
petition.
Um, hey, I don't know how many signatures that thing got. I highly doubt it's gonna do anything. This game's
Not a lot.
already made. It's coming out. It's not gonna stop. I mean, when Ghost Recon Wildlands came out, I think the entire country of what was it, Bolivia, that was
Mm,
based in, they tried to get the game like not to be able to get released, and Ubisoft
yeah.
was like,
Yeah, I know on Far Cry 4 they changed the album art cuz the guy like had his foot on one of the natives' heads on
yeah,
the
yeah, I remember that.
they changed it. So most they'll do is maybe change the album art on this thing.
Right, because they
Um,
haven't set up like the Last Supper,
right.
right? Yeah, and I
I'm
mean,
sorry, it is Far Cry 6, I think.
is it?
Yeah, but because I guess Primal counted as 5. Or no, it's Far Cry 5. What am I talking
Yeah.
about?
um, but I mean, as I'm not a religious person at all, not even a little bit. That's not the aspect that bothers me. It's just people are just nitpicking nowadays on the stupidest shit. Like, just stop, let the game happen, and if it's bad, it's bad. If you don't want it, don't buy it. Other people can buy it. It's a free country, wherever. Well, at least we're buying it. And just move on with your lives, man. This is not a problem. Like, I guarantee you, when we play this game, it's not going to be like, oh, gotta kill the Christians. The Christians are coming. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
highly doubt that's what it's going to be like. These Ubisoft's not that stupid to just piss off how many millions of people.
Mm.
They're not that stupid. People are
My
blowing
thing
their loads up.
is, yeah, my thing is though, where was this outcry for Outlast 2, which I guess we
Exactly.
can get into in a little bit, but where was the outcry with that? Because
Exactly. You want to talk about a witch hunt for religion in
oh, there
general?
was actual witches in that game.
Yeah, no shit. Exactly. And way worse shit happened in that game that I guarantee you is not going to happen in Far Cry.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee you that's not going to happen in that shit. We're talking like rape. Oh, it's baby killing. Okay. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I've always enjoyed Far Cry. Um, I didn't really get into Primal. I played it maybe like 2 hours. It's like, well, this is kind of the same thing.
Hmm.
Nothing. You just put it back with cavemen. It's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, I didn't play Primal, but I played 1 through 4. Um, Far Cry is a good game. I like it. I liked 3 a lot.
Yeah, three
Um,
was really good.
that was my favorite one.
Four was okay.
Yeah, 4 was okay. I guess I'm looking forward to it. I like first person story games like that.
Yep.
Aside from like COD and stuff like that. So I'm guessing it's gonna be still a good game. It's probably still gonna sell decent depending on where they release it at.
Hmm.
Hopefully nowhere near like Destiny and other games like that. Um, but I think it'll do okay.
Yeah, it'll definitely do all right. Ubisoft usually knows what they're doing when it comes to Far Cry, and honestly, when Far Cry 3, the only reason that it sold as well as it did, in my opinion, is their advertising for the game was on point. I mean, their villain in that game was just was it Far Cry 4 with what's his name
The
on the tropical island
what's his name, like Raj or something like that?
yeah
Yeah,
no
that's 3. That's
that's
Far
three.
Cry
That's three.
3.
Yeah, yeah. So three is the one where they did where the definition of insanity and stuff like that. That
Yeah, that was my favorite one. That
yeah,
was a good
that dude
game.
was nuts. He was like the equivalent of like a tropical island Joker, and
Right.
people tore it up. They loved it, and it was a great story. And I believe you actually did get raped in that game too.
Um,
Yeah, I think
yeah, by the woman.
yeah. I don't. I can't remember if that was consensual or not, but it's not nearly as bad as what happens in Outlast 2. And so,
Mm.
anyways, I'll definitely look into the game, see what's going on because I like what I've seen so far. I mean, it looks like it's going to be pretty story oriented, and I kind of like that. Other versus the other games, Primal was kind of like go do your own thing, and then the one before that was kind of loose fitting as well.
Mm.
This one looks like it's probably going to go a little bit more back to its roots. And
His name was Voss. I'm sorry, that's what his
Voss,
name was.
Raj was the other guy, wasn't it?
I'm not sure, but his name was Voss. But Far Cry Far Cry 3 I think comes out in February
3,
of I'm sorry, not 3. I'm sorry.
5.
5. Far Cry 5 comes out in February of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Um Red Dead Redemption spring of 2018, right?
Yeah, but
Uh
Rockstar is has the worst track record when it comes to pushing their stuff back though.
well, they already pushed it. It was supposed to come out this year, then they pushed it
Yeah, I
to
know that's what I'm saying.
the
Like
spring.
come next year, watch it get pushed again.
Okay, so spring, would you I don't know if you can call February spring though.
No, I definitely can't.
But some people that don't buy a lot of games, and they need to save up, like some people that are in college, younger kids that don't get all the games. I don't think they'll be getting this game if it comes out in February and Red Dead comes out in March or April. I
No,
think a lot of people will pass on it.
I don't think
So,
it's not far. The thing about Far Cry is not really like that kind of game where you buy it and you have a really good multiplayer like background to it as well.
right,
They're gonna want to buy the full package. So Destiny, when it comes out later this year, is obviously gonna be the go-to for a ton of people. And then that'll have them tide it over until whatever else comes out. And of course, Red Dead Redemption is going to be if it does actually come out in the time slot that it's slated to come out, it's going to be probably game of the year that year. I mean, Rockstar has like the pedigree to release absolute diamonds.
right.
So I mean, but that's another story. And as I know you feel like this too, Markel. It's kind of like a horse that's been beaten dead. So, with that whole pushback on that. Anyways,
Right.
that was our quick draw segment. Markel, lead us into the next.
What I have here, let me see. Let me pull down my
Whoa, whoa,
bifocals here.
whoa! Don't pull down anything, bro. No one. What do you have it like written on your your shalonger? Like,
No, I just have my phone. Anyway, so I guess we can move into what we're playing now.
mm,
Me personally, we kind of touched on Outlast 2. I'm not playing that now. Actually, we both recently beat it. I guess maybe not recently when it came out. What, like last month?
we
It came out last
the
month or the month
beginning of
before?
last month.
Yeah, came out early May. Beat that. I liked it, but at the same time, I couldn't wait for it to be over. Um,
Yeah,
Not to say it's a terrible game,
it's
but
definitely not terrible.
it was just stressful. I don't remember the first one being that stressful. Like this game was stressful. I don't know if it's because I really immersed myself in it. Some people can play scary games and not really immerse themselves in it. They just play it like they're just looking at a screen that a crazy game or like a scary game is going on in. Me, I kind of immerse myself into the screen like I'm actually in that environment. So I kind of get immersed in it. And I don't get like scared, but I just get like stressed. Like there's just a lot of adrenaline that you get from the game. That could be a good thing. That's probably what the developers meant to happen. But I
Definitely.
like literally could not wait. And I played on like the hardest difficulty that you could, like fresh out of the box or just fresh like on a new game. So it was difficult. Um, I died a lot, and it was stressful, but I liked it a lot. The ending left a lot of questions, so I'm guessing that you're guessing too, that there's going to be DLC to kind of clear some things up. What the ending really meant without any spoilers. Um,
I mean, can we really not like? Do we really have to step around spoilers? The game's been out for a while. I feel like if you're gonna buy it, you
I
already bought it and
mean,
played
the
it.
game's been out. I mean, I could see if we were spoiling like Halo 5 or like Gears 4 or something right now, but
All right. It's gonna
I
be
don't know.
it's gonna
That
be
game is
hard to talk
fresh.
about this game if you can't talk about what happened at the end of it.
I mean, when you think of the first Outlast that came out, a lot of people waited till it was free again to play it, or waited till it got discounted. Because I remember when the PS4 first came out, I think it was free,
Hmm.
like, or it was like $15 or something like that. And then I got like the DLC for it, which was
It was
great.
$30 when it released now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the first one, I don't remember if it came out free, just like flat out was free. It was like
No.
it was a PS Plus game for PlayStation, so it was free
Oh, okay. I see
on
what you're saying.
PlayStation Plus.
I see. What
But like people that didn't get it then, they waited months until it was free again, and that's when they played it. So I think maybe a lot of people might do that with this game. A lot of people probably haven't played it, um, so that's why I don't want to really spoil
you're not
anything.
gonna see this game free for at least like middle of next year, maybe.
Yeah, they upped the production on it, so it probably
For
costs
sure.
more money than the first one did.
For sure.
Definitely. So, um, yeah,
Yeah.
probably won't see it free for a while. But yeah, I'm playing that Outlast 2. Um, we are playing Kyle's favorite game right now,
It is.
uh, Friday thy 13th.
It's
Uh,
controversy.
Controversial.
There you go. That's the word.
My,
Between
my
both of
boy.
us,
Oh yeah,
because
go ahead.
there's a few things that I think we should clear up. But
My boy Freaky J, man, Freaky J, get down. He
I,
get busy out there in these streets.
I'm assuming that you mean Jason.
Oh yeah, Freaky
Okay.
J.
All right. Good. All right. Freaky J. That's his name now, apparently.
Absolutely.
Don't call him that again. I swear to God, I'll
My,
leave this call right now.
that's my boy Freaky Leak right there.
All right, it's getting worse. Anyways, Friday the 13th. Um, I mean, I could praise this game all day. I mean, I'm okay. All right, so let me just say this: I kickstarted the game. I probably put upwards of
You took that L.
150 bucks towards this game, Kickstarter wise. And that Kickstarter came out now. I think maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years. Um, I because I was confident that this game could go somewhere. They had the original people that were behind the sound design, the graphic, what's the word? The makeup artist Tom Savini is going to be a part of it as well. They had Kane Hodder, the original actor for Jason Voorhees himself, was going to do motion capping for it and stuff like that. They were going to design kills based off what he wanted, and that just sounded like a game I wanted to play. And I liked the whole asymmetrical setup, kind of like Evolve. If you guys remember that absolute disaster, um, you're one big bad chasing up to 7 people, and basically it's just a slow burn from how many people that you can kill within a time limit or within their escape routes. Um, Jason is meant to feel overpowered. He's meant to win. The game is set up for him to win. The developers have gone on paper saying that, and there's for some reason there's been a lot of talk about how he's so OP, and which makes no sense to me is because that's the point. I mean, if you ever watched the Friday the 13th movie, Jason is an unstoppable force. He just keeps moving forward no matter what. You can do whatever you want to him. I mean, case in point, how many Friday the 13th movies are there? A ton. The man's in space. All right, he fought Freddy. Let's be real. He's an unstoppable demon. So Of course, it's going to be hard to do. And you can kill him. It's not easy. There are a lot of steps to it. Um, the only way you're going to pull it off is one, if you have a really good team of counselors that are going to help you out, or two, if you have a really really stupid Jason that has no idea what he's doing, which is hard because really all you have to do is swing around and kill people. So, um, but the reason why I like it so much is because it rings true in something that I really enjoy, and that's Friday the 13th and horror genre in general. And then also just the gameplay is tension inducing, just like Outlast on a different scale. Um, you could be just rummaging around a cabin searching for a walkie-talkie or a map, and the next Jason's breaking windows and breaking down the door to get your ass. I know I've had moments where I've been jump scared in this game, and that rarely happens to me, even if I play horror games. Um, I know I know for a fact Markell's had him because I've heard him scream
Oh yeah,
like a
Freaky J on your ass, man. You let out some sounds, some
like a
involuntary
little
noises.
girl.
Oh yeah,
And it's fun, man, especially when you're in a party with a couple people and you're Jason and now you're chasing them down. It's the best. I use a voice modulator. I know a lot of people use it when they play. That just adds to it. Um, so Markel copied it off me just in case anyone plays with him.
yikes.
I called you out. The game's good. Right now, I will tell you that it's definitely got a couple little bugs in it. Initially, the servers were having a lot of trouble, and a lot of people were complaining about it. This is not a triple A title game. These are indie developers making something that should have been triple A, and I think that's the problem. Did they have enough funding? Probably. Could have used more? Yes, of course. A game could always use more money. Now, what's interesting is to see how this game changes in the future, either with DLC or, I mean, we have to keep in mind that the same people that own Freddy, the rights to Freddy, you know, could easily implement either a game mode or just another game or a spin-off game or something like that with Freddy as the killer. So that would be cool, or even a Freddy versus Jason mode where Freddy and Jason are on the same map and you have, you know, 14 counselors or 14 teenagers now or something like that. That's just a couple little theories that I have for the game. But at the current moment, it's $40. Um, that is kind of steep for what the game offers. It,
Yeah, I'm glad you took that L for me. Kyle
it
died for my sins.
yeah,
Okay,
yes, I
he,
gave him one of my copies because
yeah, he took that L.
yeah, and I
You the real MVP.
okay, now he's thanking me, but it literally has taken this moment to get that from him. So
Stop. I thanked you a long time ago.
you still complain though. Anyways, so yeah, it's $40. It's a bit steep for the game. I'm not saying don't buy it. It's a good game to get into and play with friends. It's not fun to play by yourself. I will tell you that right now. Unless
That's debatable. You can have fun playing by
you
yourself.
can, but it's gonna get older faster if you're just playing by yourself.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
definitely much more fun when you're playing with a group. So,
for sure.
especially if you plan on even attempting to try and kill Jason. I did it one time with some randoms, but they just screwed it up at the end. They screwed it up.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Also,
But
Markel, I don't know if you noticed this about the game, but there are a ton, and I'm not and this is not being a race like a racist or anything. There are a ton of Asian people playing this game.
there are Russians too. That's just probably because they just have all the matchmaking just open. I don't think there's any like I don't know. There's no control on it right now. Kind of like how
Probably,
H1 was at
but
first.
they
There's no.
love it.
Yeah, they're just yeah.
They're eating it
Um,
up. I don't know, and they are professionals at this game though.
yeah, but no, that's just because they're lagging shit all over the place. Scopes and
Scopes
laggers,
and
no pun
laggers.
intended.
We're gonna do that
Yeah,
every time we say lag. We're just gonna say the name of the podcast because I feel like
I guess we
it's gonna get
can.
really long.
But I think I don't know. I don't know if I want them to. I like this game how it is. I don't know if I would like it if it was like triple A up because that would bring way too much seriousness to it, and I don't think it's supposed to be that serious.
No, I don't want it
Even
to be
like when you,
serious now.
yeah, like I think the clunkiness of it now gives it that fun factor, and it's not that like serious. Because I think like even like the intro when you first get into the game
Jesus,
when they're all sitting, what happened?
that guy's face. I think I'm thinking about that guy's face when he turns around.
Yeah, like his eyes are
Chad.
like deer in a headlight. Um,
Oh no, guys, let's run.
yeah, it's supposed to be like kind of like just silly, like they're all sitting there and like Jason just chops the guy like the same animation every single time,
That's
and
an
then
issue. I wish they would change that. I think it needs to be
yeah,
something like just
they could.
ridiculously gory, like he just like takes him and rips him in half, or just something insane.
Yeah, and I think it'll all come with time. I think more animations, more maps. Just they have customization, but I don't think anyone's gotten that deep into the game yet to like unlock a lot of
It's
stuff
still,
yet.
but even then, it's so minute that
Yeah.
it's not. That's where I think where a lot of the budget for the game wasn't applied. Obviously, it was applied to pay off these people that were involved in the original movies,
Mm,
the motion capping, the animation, and the graphics, all that kind of stuff. Tom Savini is not cheap. I mean, this guy like he's on like box office, you know, top rated movies as the graphic artist, and
right.
not
I,
artist, but
one thing
makeup.
I don't know if this is even like possible, but maybe doing like adding like Michael Myers DLC or like Freddy DLC. I mean, that would be dope to me. Like I don't know.
The Freddy DLC is definitely more so on the side of things that can be done. The Michael Myers thing, I don't think that's owned by the same company. That's where you hit a roadblock. And when you're talking about doing getting rights, like temporary rights for
Yeah.
something for a product, it's a huge battle, and I don't think they're in the mood to do that. I would love to see a Freddy though, an implementation of Freddy, like something crazy, a Freddy versus Jason mode.
Or like Freddy comes in to help you, like when people are inside buildings. If you haven't played the game, Jason, it's a bitch to get inside buildings sometimes, especially if you want to keep the counselor in front of you and not have him escape.
Right.
It takes a while to knock the door down, and you can't go through windows like the counselors can. So that could be something like for the spamming little bastards that just want to keep jumping in and out of windows. If they're inside the building, maybe there's like a special where you can call on Freddy, and Freddy can like appear in the building with them or something like that. Kind of like a special takedown or something.
They're pretty cool.
That so Jason doesn't have to like knock down the door. You could just send Freddy in there,
Yeah.
and Freddy will kill him for you or something.
Yeah,
Something like that. I don't
and
know.
I'm not really sure how you would implement Freddy anyways, because you have to think Freddy isn't like a slow lumbering force. He
Yeah.
can just teleport, and maybe you have to build up a fear meter and then finally put him to sleep or something like that.
Right.
That'd be a whole different monster to tackle, but that would be a good
Right.
implementation. Like he'd just come in, help you out real quick, and just piss off the counselor, and then you get your kill, and he's out. Um, but I mean, the future for this game is looking really good because I think it was like last time I checked, it was either like top 5 or top 6 selling on Steam, and that's insanely good for
Mm,
a independent game like this to sell like that. It I know they're getting their money back on it. The Kickstarter was successful. They made upwards of past their goals that they wanted. So I know that the future for this game is looking really good. Right now, I know they're just trying to tackle all the server issues. The I still have yet to receive the achievement where it says kill one counselor, and I think I've gone upwards of like 78 dead
yeah. It's
myself.
bugged out.
So I know they're definitely have some issues on that side of things. So when that's all sorted out, they'll start slowly adding patches in for new maps, new skins, all that kind of stuff. But that's basically the only thing I'm really playing
Great
right now.
game.
It is really good. Right now the price tag
Fun
is
game.
kind of high. That's the only
Yeah.
real
40.
gripe.
That's they had a lot of shit to pay for, I guess.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
good game though.
Uh,
But I don't know.
one touch on it though before we end it. The one thing they need to add, and this will go into our next one that we're playing currently, they need to add in to where you can leave a fucking match after you die. They need to do that because if you leave one now, you don't get the points for the match.
All right, you have to watch
You have
and
to watch the entire thing, and we're talking like this is like a 30-minute affair. Like it could go on forever. The counselor could be hiding in a corner or glitched out somewhere where Jason can't reach him, and you're stuck there watching. I know there are mechanics set to where one person could come back as Tommy Jarvis and play that, but once that's over, you should be able to just dip and get your points and go into a new game. You have to because player unknown battleground perfect example. When you die, you get your points, you get the fuck out. Then you go
yeah,
play another game, and that's smart because they keep their players in their server matchmaking, so they're constantly looking for a game. People are filling the slots. People are finding games like in seconds. I can't even tell you when there was a queue time on Player Unknown. Listen,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I've never seen a wait time on that. That's because people
Unlike
probably
H1,
freaking
which was terrible at the beginning,
exactly.
with the queues and shit like that. Now they made it a lot better. It seems like once Pub got on H1's ass, they wanted to change a lot of shit, and it just miraculously just changed like that quickly. Like, oh my god, now you have competition. Like, oh, we've been waiting like a whole fucking year for this, and oh, it just miraculously happens in like one little patch, one little update that you guys have. You just guys want to now you're keeping up with Pub. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
I mean, but a game like Pub, you have to be able to do that. H1 too. That game, I think you could implement something like
It,
that.
it needs it, man. It doesn't nearly have the kind of player base that H1 or PlayerUnknown has at the moment. There's a ton of people playing it, but not
Mm,
nearly as many. So you're still gonna have a queue time, and eventually, as the game gets a little bit older and the fire kind of burns off, and people aren't just like bandwagoning onto it, and they just kind of like delete it and let it sit in their Steam library,
right.
and then you're gonna be looking for a match because most of the people are just chilling, waiting to get their points. And also on the other side of things, there's no negative consequence for leaving the match initially as a counselor, because I've had it multiple times where I have somebody in my grasp as Jason. They hit the mic, shit goes hot, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck you, bro, no points for you," and they leave the match, and I can't execute them. Their body just flops out of my hand wildly and falls to the ground, and I get no points for that. And
Mm,
then it says that's one person that I couldn't kill, so I don't get a perfect kill, kill rating. So
mm,
now that's a problem as well. And I mean, okay, I'm not a developer, Markell's not a developer, but I know this is not a huge thing to implement. There should be some kind of consequence. Like, I think if you guys have ever played like League of Legends, I don't know if they've changed it. I haven't played it in a long time. But in the beta, when I played League a long ass time ago, if you left a game mid game, you would get a penalty wait time of like 10, 15 minutes, upwards to like 30 to an hour sometimes. And that's something that I think needs to be implemented, because if someone's like, "Oh shit, if I leave right now, I'll have to wait like 20 minutes to get into another game." Just to spite this person, is it really worth it? No, fuck that. I could just die and then leave the game. You see what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of that would be remedied if they would just balance that out with being able to leave the game and get your points at the same time.
right.
But yeah, Friday the 13th, the game. It's on Steam. It's on Xbox One. It's on PS4. You don't need a hefty machine to run it on PC. It's a good looking game for what it is. It's not worth $40 at the moment, but if you want to jump in it right now, that is the going price, unless you can get it cheaper off like G2A, or someone wants to gift you a copy that's extremely nice with a long dick. Um,
Yikes.
anyways, for
Speaking of, hold on. Speaking of machines, maybe not on this episode, maybe in a future episode, we can talk about our builds or whatever, or what you know.
oh yeah, rigs. Yeah, we could talk about it. Not
Yeah,
we could do that all fucking. That could be its own episode entirely. Just being
yeah,
super humble.
yeah. Because I don't just play on PC. I have a PS4 as well.
Of course.
Haven't had an Xbox since the 360. May get an Xbox One, maybe not because I have a PC. But we're not gonna get into that.
A Scorpio.
Yikes. Anyway,
Yikes.
um,
I have something to talk to you about though, about the Scorpio when we get
all
into it.
right, yeah, we can
Are
get
we
to
gonna talk
that.
about Pub though?
Um, maybe.
We can talk a little bit about
Uh,
Pub. That's something we're currently playing. We play it.
um,
We haven't played together a lot because Markel doesn't like well, we'll talk. Well, we won't talk about that.
listen,
But
recent life events have my sleeping schedule a little bit different now. I get my ass into bed.
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
So yeah, Kyle likes to get on at like 3 in the morning.
That's not true. I get on at like
It's
11:30.
yeah, I'm an old man now, but
Okay.
anyway, I mean, pub really hasn't. Pub is pub. It's really, I don't know. They've made some changes, some improvements to it. It's fun. It's, in my opinion, I wouldn't say it's. I don't want to say H1 or pub are better or worse than each other. They're the same type of game in like a lot of aspects, but in a different sense, they have a much different feel, and like I don't know, they're both good in their own regards. My preference right now, I don't know if it's just because it's newer, is pub. I like pub. It's just a little bit more realistic. There's more variety in weapons. They even just recently added the VSS. I think it is. It's like a
Yeah, the sniper
assault
rifle.
rifle slash sniper. Yeah, with a silencer and a scope on it. Like already, as soon as you get it.
In a crate.
Um, no. You can find them in buildings.
Really?
Yeah, my boy found them twice in a
That's
building.
nuts.
Yeah, you
Well,
can
it
just
only
find
shoots
it.
9 millimeter though. Let's keep that. It doesn't shoot like a full rifle round.
Yeah, so I mean, it's still pretty nice. It sounds awesome when you're shooting it.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Pub is really good. I know Kyle likes it a lot. That's what he was playing before we got into
Friday.
Friday.
J Weezy.
Yeah, J Nasty, J Freaky J,
Yeah. Yeah.
Freak Elite.
Yeah, pub's good. I mean, the game is in early access, and the team behind it is I know they getting paid. So I know this game's gonna go forward with a lot of good stuff in the future. Um, it is what it is. It's a battle royale type game. You hop in, you hop out. It's this is the thing about those battle royale games, man. Is they just like popped up out of like thin air. I feel like DayZ maybe might have been like the very first like the mod DayZ for Arma 2 was definitely the catalyst for this type of shit. And then the Hunger Games and everything like that, and people are like, we could we could make a game out of this. We could make a game type out of this. And there are tons of games like that now, like the Culling, which just made its debut, I think, on consoles not that long ago. There's a couple other ones I can't even think about right now because there's so many. But you have H1Z1, which initially wasn't even supposed to be a battle royale game. It was literally just gonna be, survival, building a base, from zombies, and then they broke it into two separate games. There's a ton of controversy between that. Um, and then you had a couple other games come out in the meantime, and then Pub came out off the ashes of a couple mods made by Player Unknown himself, and he just decided to break off and make his own game, which was apparently the smartest business decision of 2017 because goddamn, this boy getting paid money now when he was doing nothing but making mods. This, I mean, what is the? I don't even know its ranking on Steam, but when it first released, I know that shit was at least number two, at least.
You talking about Pub?
Yes.
Yeah, it was up there. He sold like a million or like 3 million or some shit. It was like a
It
lot.
was nuts, man.
Yeah,
Nuts.
he cashed out. He got his pockets is looking like Freak Elite right now.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. It must be nice. I mean, I wish I could just run into that like that. I mean,
And now you're just
he
internet famous now, man. Now you're fucking Player Unknown. Thanks for this beast ass battle royale early access game. Can I suck your dick now or later?
yikes.
I mean, that's hey, let's be real. That's what it is, man. This game is solid. I prefer it over H1Z1, but H1Z1 kind of burned me when they broke the whole thing up and changed it into something that I don't think it should have became.
Right.
Um, I mean, and one to even mention Ark.
Never played it. Doesn't look
Well, I
like.
understand that. I understand that, but that's a huge battle royale type of game. They even have a separate game type, Survival of the Fittest, where they did a huge competition for it. Like I think the beginning of 2016, where it was like a $300,000 prize, some shit like that. It was crazy, and
Mm,
these things have popped off, man. That game Ark by itself has sold so many fucking copies. It's nuts.
hmm
So these things are for some reason just super fucking popular with people. I don't know. For me the aspect is just the quick paced, um, the feeling of tension. Someone could be around a corner at any time. You don't know. There's no fucking little radar to help you out anymore. You're not assisted with a bunch of kill streaks and shit. It's you, a gun, maybe two clips, call it a day. And it's skill versus skill, which I think is the big contributor here. And not to mention these things have been made famous by Twitch, by streaming for sure. That's definitely been some gas to the fire.
yeah. I mean, when you look back, I mean, H1 was supposed to come out on the PS4 way back. I was waiting for that a long
Yeah, I
time
remember.
ago.
Yeah.
I think those games are best on PC. I don't really think they're good. Uh, and we'll get into it a little bit later. I think if we have time. Days Gone is kind of gonna get into not really the battle royale type of thing, but like the open world,
That's
like
the
kind
zombie
of
stuff, right?
zombie survival thing. PS4 exclusive, by the way. Anyway, yes, I'm kind of looking forward to that. But I mean, these battle royale games are. It's definitely. Um,
Do you think it's a fad?
it's a good. No, I don't think it's a fad. I don't think it's gonna like disappear or anything. But it's definitely like a new genre that was needed. And that you really can't get on console. So it really kind of separates. It gives PC players something different than just like top down. real time strategy games and stuff like that. You really can't do that on consoles like League and stuff like that. Smite, which they did kind of bring to PS4 and Xbox.
It's
But really
horrible though. It's not
the
good.
it's alright. I started out on PS4. It's a lot slower,
It's 10 times
but
better on PC though.
it is. But I'm just saying it kind of gives PC another kind of genre of games that it can dominate. And that kind of sets it apart from having a console.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
I,
mean, they're good for the culture.
the argument for PC versus console is, I mean, is long, and that battle's been fought and still being fought. But I mean, I'm not gonna say PC master race because I have a console. I like my Xbox, and Markel likes his PS4. But the thing is that when you take something that requires you to be accurate and your reaction time needs to be almost nothing, a mouse is going to do that 10 times, 40 times better than an analog stick is going to do, regardless of how quick your little thumby thumbs work.
Hmm.
You're going to have to narrow in and dial in real quick, and the mouse and the keyboard is really the only way to go for that, and I think that's why these games really excel. Not to mention that the PC can handle leagues more graphically than a console can, and these games have huge maps. They're running hundreds of people. You need to be able to handle this kind of stuff. And
Yeah,
and a, and
it's
a
amazing though. It's amazing that you can like we would play games like this. I remember like SOCOM. It was a little ass map. Not all of them were little, but you
they
go
weren't
from
that
the
big though.
first
Yeah.
yeah the first online really games like that. It was like SOCOM to now we're like running like what was that like 5 people on a team, 6 people on a team on SOCOM to
Yep.
now you have 100 plus people on a map, a open world map that's like
Right.
huge like that.
Streamlined, barely any lag for the most part, unless you have like some
Exactly.
weird ass shit happening. And it's all streamlined. It's ridiculous. If you had shown this to someone who was playing SOCOM 2 on dial up with their PS2 adapter that they had to buy and put it on the back
Mhm.
of their fucking PS2, and here they are playing what 12 people in a match, and here, buddy, here's 100. Oh, by the way, you get fucking airdropped from a plane, and you can land anywhere you want on this map that's the size of Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Have
and you
fun.
can play it over Wi-Fi if you want to.
Yeah,
No
no,
brick and cord needed.
right, no wires. Oh,
Goddamn,
your controller is wireless as well. Well, that was that
uh,
existed with PS2. But
you
yeah,
got a goddamn ball and chain hooked up to your console and shit.
exactly, yeah, exactly, yeah. Then their mind would fucking blow up, bro.
Right.
It's just that's what I'm saying. If you take that into consideration and seeing where we've gone, and now, I mean, honestly, with a game like this, I'm not sure where PlayerUnknown's gonna go with it because you have to do something pretty fucking huge to be innovative in this type of game nowadays because it's pretty much already been done somewhere.
Hmm.
I mean, if they release like a zombie mode for it, like I'm gonna be been there, done that. I mean, sure it'll be fun to play, and I'll give it the old college try, but it's not innovative.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess he's just slowed it down. H1 was a little wonky, fast paced. He just slowed it down, grounded it, made it a little bit more tactical, a little bit more military based, I guess. Um, just I guess more solid, just like a stronger game. I don't know. It
yeah,
just feels more solid than H1. So it has its own. It fits in. It's not like a copy of H1. It has its own style, and he really capitalized on it, and it works. So
it's forty
pub.
dollars too, right?
Right now you can probably get it cheaper on G2A,
Right,
way
right, yeah,
cheaper than
yeah.
40.
On
But
Steam, it's on for 39.99, I believe.
yeah,
Um,
but PUBG, great game.
is it worth 40? Yes. Can you get it cheaper? Absolutely. Should you? Yes. Um, I mean, if you want to directly support Player Unknown, trust me, he doesn't really need it. The dude's loaded at this point. He's probably already thinking about some crazy ass shit to do next. But Player Unknown Battlegrounds on Steam. It's not on consoles at the moment. I've heard rumors that it's being worked on to be on consoles.
Doesn't need to be on console.
It doesn't,
Moving on.
and it's not going to perform the same either. There's no way you're going to have 100 people
Yeah,
on a map that size doing their
I
own
mean,
thing.
I can believe Pub can be on console before H1, but I just don't think those games need to be on
You're going to have
console.
to make some
Now,
cuts, though. There are going to be some cuts. You're going to need to
oh
think
yeah,
about some stuff to get rid of, and I guarantee
oh
you
yeah,
graphics are going to be dropped. You're at 30 frames per second, guaranteed. That's happening. Um, But I mean, I'm not saying that consoles are just worthless. I'm just saying for games like this, PC is where it's at because you need so much from a rig to be good at it. Like if you lag in the littlest part, like if a frame drops somewhere while you're in a firefight, you probably already lost that fight. Like it's not negotiable when it comes to this kind of stuff.
All right.
All right, we're dragging on pub, but I mean
Yeah, you'll
that's
talk about goddamn pub all night.
all
So
night long. Yeah, but I mean
next game.
those are some good titles to be playing right now. Really, that's the things that I'm mainstreaming. I don't know, Markel. Do you have anything else that you're playing currently?
Games that I beat. Well, played Lawbreakers, pretty good game. Cliffy B, uh, lead from God of War and everything. Xbox guy.
God of War.
Um, I mean not God of War. I'm sorry, Gears of War.
Listen to that sentence,
Hey
though.
man,
Jesus.
I'm sorry. I was looking at my phone and talking at the same time. Yeah, Cliffy B. I think they are bringing it to PS4, not Xbox, which is kind of surprising. Given Cliffy
His
B's
pedigree.
background with
Yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
probably some bad blood somewhere in
But
there.
yeah, Lawbreakers, to keep it short, it doesn't really need like as long as a conversation as the other games. It's extremely much more fast paced, like Overwatch. It's the same like kind of system, like class based, kind of like a first person Smite sort of thing, but much more fast paced. It's pretty good. It gave me a headache after like 30 minutes just because that's like you're floating in the air, you're jumping around, shooting fast, all types of shit.
Can't you like shoot
Um,
behind you too? Like I don't know why, but I'm thinking of like that game where you could like look behind you and shoot at the same time.
I don't think so. I pretty much played as each character, like each class. I don't remember that, but each class is good. But each class is they're all different, but some of them just are not good at all. Like I normally play as the guy with the goddamn pistol and the knives. I forgot what he was, but
God damn.
the goddamn classes they're not that good. It's not that memorable of a game. It's decent.
It was in
If
beta
it,
or alpha.
I think it's in beta. I think there was an alpha already. I think it's in beta. There's no release date. It's supposed to come out this year, but there's no announced release date on it. I don't think. I looked at it before we went live, but I mean, it's good. If it comes out at a reasonable price, like maybe 15, $20, I would recommend it. But if it comes out like $34, I definitely wouldn't buy it.
I
Even with like
honestly,
more,
I don't think it'll cost anything.
maybe free to play, maybe you never know.
Did it seem
Probably a
like
lot
that
of
type of game though?
microtransactions, huh?
Didn't it seem like that type of game though? I mean, I'm sure there
Uh,
could be some customization, skins, shit like that.
yeah, there's a lot of skins and stuff. It'll probably be DLC to fucking hell, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's all right.
Will it be
Yeah,
overshadowed by everything that gets released this year?
definitely.
You betcha.
Absolutely, unless it just comes in like some super crazy sleeper hit, kind of like Shadow of Mordor did. Which, by the way, the second one got delayed to October. That's a game I'm looking forward to. Not what I'm playing now,
At
but
least
we'll
it's
get to
still this year.
that. Yeah, which I'm definitely looking forward to. Probably get it on PC if it. I think it's releasing on PC. Probably get it on PC and not PS4 this time. I got the first one on PS4. But moving on from Lawbreakers, the last game I just want to talk about one that I just recently beat was Horizon Zero Dawn, which was definitely one of the best games I've played in the past like 5 years. Definitely in the top 10. Closer to the top with like Witcher, Uncharted 4, excuse me. It's definitely up there towards the top with those games. Um, it's basically like Witcher, Fallout, like hybrid. Um, it's just an amazing game. I liked it. The story was very good. Guerrilla Games has not been known for their stories. If anyone's played the Killzone games, um, the stories in those games have been absolute trash,
The
pieces
first
of
one
shit,
was okay.
trash, garbage
It was
stories.
the first one
Gameplay,
was okay.
gameplay and multiplayer, I liked them, especially Killzone Shadowfall. People didn't like it. It kind of died out, but I like Shadowfall. The multiplayer was good. If you really got into it, I don't know if it's just me. I just kind of like those type of games, like competitive multiplayer, first person shooters. I liked it,
Yeah,
but
you're the only person that likes that, Marco.
no, I'm saying like that Killzone game. There's not a lot
Oh,
of people that liked it. But coming from that to this, like to this game, Kyle, I know you don't have a PS4 or something like that. I'll literally loan you my PS4 for like a week if
I
you
don't.
want to play
I
this
don't want that
game.
shit in my house.
Um, wow.
Yeah.
But Horizon Zero Dawn is a great game. I literally give that game like a 9, 9.5 out of 10. It was it's a little buggy sometimes, a little glitchy in places, but that's every open world game. It's not as polished as like a Grand Theft Auto or something like that, but very good game, and I'm glad I beat it. Was gonna go for the plat, maybe not. Got all the crazy armor and stuff that you get at the end, not to spoil anything, but very good game. I definitely recommend it right now at its full price. You don't have to wait for a sale to get that game. But if you haven't played it, I guess you're probably waiting for a sale anyway. But very good game. I wish I could talk more. I wish my co-host had a little bit more of an insight on it, but he's a peasant over there with the
I mean,
Xbox
I've watched the entire thing on YouTube, and it's really I wasn't like blown away with it.
because you didn't play
You
it. You
didn't
really
play it enough.
played it
You didn't
and was
play it.
because there's much more than just the story. Just
You
going
know that
around
SpongeBob
collecting
meme right
things.
now? You know that SpongeBob meme going around where he's just
Yeah,
like,
I know
"You
what you're talking
didn't
about.
play it." That's what I
Great game though, but we won't keep too much on that. Anything else that you're playing besides Friday and Pub that you want to talk about?
I mean,
I
I'll
seen you
go.
playing Alan's Trash earlier. It's like, nah,
Whoa, stop it,
I played it like for 30 minutes and then stopped. I couldn't play that game anymore.
bruh. Okay, hold on. I
No,
was.
I'm not saying it's bad. I just couldn't play it like
All
because
right.
there's other stuff out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
I'll
got you.
probably get back to
I
it.
got you. Hold on.
It's not
Yeah,
on Steam anymore though.
it's not though. That's one of the reasons why I know you got it.
No, I got it like a while ago,
Did you?
months ago. Like when I first built my PC,
Okay.
I bought Alan Wake a long
Why?
time ago. I don't know. It was just
It's not that
uh,
it's a bad game at all. I just want to know
it
what.
was one of the games that I never played. Like I was primarily like a PS3 dude last generation. Then I like for the last 3 years of the generation, I was 360. And Alan Wake was just one of those games I never played. Um,
Was it an exclusive to 360 or
yeah,
no?
it was.
That's what
It
I
was
thought.
yeah. It was just one of the few Xbox games that I didn't play. I was always Gears of War. I never
Right.
really messed with Halo all like that.
What's yeah, and
But
it's weird with this game, man, because for some reason everybody it was like it must I didn't look up the release date for this game initially, but it feels like it got overshadowed by something.
it probably did. I never really heard about it when I was back gaming on
I
Xbox,
definitely
but
heard about it, and I've been hearing about it like every once in a while. I'll see something mentioned on Reddit, a subreddit or something about it, and then I'll be
I
like,
mean when it first came out, but like of course like in the past couple of years you always hear Alan Wake people want to get a sequel, things like that,
yeah.
which Xbox or Microsoft may be coming out with a sequel to it or like a remaster or something. I'm
Well, they
not
did.
sure.
Well, the makers of that game did Quantum Break.
Well, yeah, Quantum Break, another game that I played because I don't have an Xbox One. Uh, Play other games on PC. Anyway, I played maybe like an hour of that, and I haven't touched it since.
Yeah.
Not saying it's terrible, but like I'm just playing other stuff. Like
Yeah,
those games don't really
yeah.
hook me in.
I only play that if like no one's on and I'm just doing my own thing and I don't really want to do anything competitive.
Right.
Okay, so the whole thing was is that it got taken off of Steam, and I know you probably know that as well. But for the viewers, it got taken off Steam because it had copyrighted music, and the license for that stuff was expiring, so they needed to take it off the marketplace, off of everything. Like I'm talking everywhere. You're not allowed to sell it unless you have like a game key or something for it. I'm assuming that'll be okay to sell it on eBay. But the music the license expired, so they take it down. You can't sell it. It's illegal to sell this now, and the game's gone. Now, if they let everyone know that it was expiring beforehand, they dropped the price down to like something like I think I got that game for like $3.
Mm.
I got American Nightmare, which is like a little spin-off, plus the main game for $3, which is nuts because when I was like, okay, this game's gonna be some janky ass independent bullshit. I mean, I've heard about it before. People say they like it, blah blah. When I saw gameplay a long time ago, it didn't look all that great. But when I got into this game, man, the story in this game is so fucking like intricate, and it's slowly like it's exactly like a Stephen King book mixed in with Twilight Zone combined with like some creepy, outer limit shit. And slowly the story starts to just unravel and you get little bits and pieces and you're actually finding little pages that your character is writing, and you'll read the page, and like 10 minutes later, when you're on that same level, whatever went down on that page happens exactly like that right there in front of you, gameplay wise, which I think is like so innovative for that time period. And even now, I really haven't seen something that's incorporated something like that. Um, like a deja vu type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so
Mhm.
this might happen somewhere down the road, so I need to be prepared for it. And you can utilize that, and the whole fighting with the light and then shooting them and all that kind of stuff is really interesting. If you can find a game code for this somewhere, or if you have a friend that has it on their Steam account,
Don't buy it.
okay, um, it's good. Don't let Markel has not played enough of it, because at the very first 30 minutes, I was like, all right, I don't know if I can really do this, but I gave it like another shot, and that's when it really started to ramp up, and you started to get new different abilities like flashbangs, flares, flare guns, all that type of stuff. And
Yeah, I didn't get that far, but I
yeah,
mean, we're not about to talk about like an 8-year-old game right now.
I mean, I'm just saying that the game's fun. It's my current single player go to.
Yikes!
Yeah,
I feel
I
bad.
swear, man, it's good. It's good. If you have a chance to play it, play it. I'll be renting my Steam account out for $50 an hour if you do want to play it. So come on by.
Jesus
Um,
Christ.
anyway, so it's a good game. So that's what we're currently playing, and that droned on for way too long than it needed to. But we had Friday and
Absolutely.
pub mixed into that, so of course we had to
Yeah,
talk
so
about
I
it.
guess that let me pull my Steam up again. I think that's the end. I currently play a lot of like Rainbow. I play a lot of Rainbow. I bought MKX just to play it because it was like $5 on G2A.
Solid game.
Still people there's still people on there. You get into there's always like one room that's called like Black Dragon or some shit like that. There's always people in there willing to fight. If you want to cop that, I think it's still on G2A for like $5. It's still a good fighting game. Not really a lot of spammers. It's really just good people that know how to combo and stuff
That's what
like
I
that.
think. Yeah, nowadays, because it's been trimmed out and it's been so long since this game's been out, people that are like just bullshit and just like, look at me, I could just sit in the
Yeah,
corner and
they
just
moved
spam.
on to
Yeah,
Tekken and Injustice too, but
Jesus,
if you don't like Tekken or Injustice, MKX is still pretty good. It's on Steam for $5 if you have a PC.
definitely.
Um, what else? Like I said, I play a lot of Rainbow. I got the new like characters when they came out like 2 months ago, back in April. Still a good game. Still my go-to multiplayer game sometimes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. What else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for what I'm playing. I'm a huge FIFA player. Um, so I'm
Me
always
too, man.
playing FIFA with another one of our work friends. So,
Me too. I love
um,
FIFA. It's
and
great.
I guess that'll just you don't. You probably never played it in your life ever. And that'll
Absolutely
just that's a
never.
good segue into our next topic. What games? I guess we can end it. I don't know if we can touch on E3. Maybe we could do like a midweek podcast or something. I don't know, or just wait till next week to do like a E3. Well, we kind of have to do E3 before E3.
You don't say.
I don't know if you want to do that
Stop it.
tonight. We
No, no, no,
can.
no.
I don't really care,
We can
or
touch
we
on
can do it.
I don't want to go too long because I already said that.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess what games we're looking forward to that can kind of be our E3 as well. So for me,
You
sticking
get
with FIFA,
three.
I'll be
You get
really quick.
three. You get
FIFA doesn't
fucking
count as one of
three.
my three.
Bullshit.
FIFA it doesn't count. Because this is still technically the last topic. Anyway, FIFA 18. Oh my God, I almost cried at work today. FIFA 18. Ronaldo was the cover athlete this year for all my FIFAers and my futters. You know, the ultimate team guys. The Ronaldo. So you have the standard edition, which comes with like $15 of like premium gold packs. Then you get a Cristiano Ronaldo loan and some 8 kits or jerseys, as we say in America. Um, and then you can get the Ronaldo edition for $80, and then the Icon edition is $100. The Ronaldo edition is the one that I got. That one is $80. You get 20 jumbo premium gold packs, which is crazy. You get the Ronaldo loan, the 8 kits, and then you get the game 3 days early. You get 3 days early access. With the digital or physical, I did pre-order a physical one through GameStop, so I'm not 100% entirely sure how I get that 3-day access, and I probably need to find out. Anyway, the Icon edition comes with like some legends, and you get Ronaldo, the real Ronaldo, Ronaldo Lima, the Brazilian. You get him on a loan, which is dumb. You should be able to keep him. You only have him for like 5 matches. But anyway, FIFA 18, looking forward to that. E3 for, okay, let's get three for each company.
Absolutely not.
For PS4, I guess the top three that I'm looking for, flat out. If they show this game, it's over. I don't. Nobody else can show any games. It's done. Get them out. I want everybody out of here. As soon as they show this game, evacuate the building. Everybody get out. Last of Us 2. If they show any Last of Us 2 gameplay, I might piss myself wherever I'm at in any setting.
You're
Okay.
not. You are
Last
not.
of Us, Last of Us 2. Um, Naughty Dog shuts it down. You have Rockstar, then you have Naughty Dog, and then there's no one else. In my opinion. Uh, Last of Us 2 is just going to shut shit down. Ellie, she's probably going to be the main character. Joel, there's a lot of rumors. It's not really a spoiler because the game's not out, but there's a lot of rumors that maybe Joel might be dead in the game, and he just shows up in these like little cutscenes and stuff like that with Ellie. But I think you'll probably get a chance to play with him. He may die during the game. Who knows? He's like 60 years old at this point. But there's a lot of people that have issues. That's what I meant to. Do you have any issues uh, with female main protagonist?
No.
Okay. Neither do I. I like Ellie. Horizon Zero Dawn was a female main character. I loved it. Didn't make any difference. Tomb Raider, no one fucking cries about that shit. So why cry about Last of Us? So I have Last of Us, God of War 4. They showed gameplay last time they showed it, which was last E3, right? Looked amazing as always. Can't wait for that. Uh Hopefully they show more gameplay. I don't know. And then it's probably the third game is probably tied for me with Spider-Man and what's the other game? God damn it, Days Gone. Spider-Man, Days Gone. Two more games that just look absolutely crazy. Spider-Man. Oh man, the Toby games, man. The Toby movies were the GOAT Spider-Mans. This new kid, I don't get jiggy with the shit.
Okay.
Got the Freaky League Spider-Man out here. I don't fuck with that.
That doesn't. No.
Um,
You don't.
yeah,
You
he
don't get to talk about that.
yeah he looking real freaky. I'd be glad not to talk about it. But
Yeah.
anyway, this new Spider-Man, it looks pretty good. From what they've showed, it just showed some CGI shit. Hopefully, they show some gameplay of that because they showed Days Gone gameplay last time. But those are the four games I'm really looking forward to for Sony. Sony really doesn't have to show any hardware. I don't think they plan on it. They probably won't. There's no point unless they're showing like a PS5, which is definitely not coming out for another like 4 years. Um, Xbox on the other side, I think it's going to be Scorpio, but my fear for Xbox is like what games are coming with this platform, like with this game, with this hardware. Like what games are coming with it? I know they're gonna probably have like deals and marketing deals with like Shadow of War that's coming out.
State of Decay 2.
State of Decay, like, come on, man. Like, you can't compete. I have nothing against Xbox. I kind of like throw jabs at Kyle because he's primarily an Xbox gamer now. I played on Xbox. I'm not a slave to any corporation or anything like that. I play all games. But you're not competing with Last of Us, Uncharted, God of War, even the Last of Us DLC that's coming out with Chloe, and the other chick. What the fuck is Eileen or what the fuck is her name? The fucking Australian black girl. Anyway, they have their own DLC together, which shows that Chloe actually knew her back in the day before the Uncharted stuff. So that looks pretty good. But anyway, Xbox, you're not competing with those games, Spider-Man, Days Gone, God of War 4. You're not competing with that with State of fucking Decay 2. I'm probably gonna get State of Decay 2. But and that's not even exclusive.
The discussion is not competition. The
E3
discussion
is
is what.
basically
No,
a
no, no,
competition.
no, no. That's not what we're talking about, though.
It's a conference though, is
Right,
it not?
right. But we're talking about which ones that
See,
you're
Kyle
super
doesn't want me to
excited
get
for.
into that
Because
because
that's
he
a different
knows
conversation. It's a different conversation.
Sony just stomps the ground with Microsoft. But okay, we can. I'll save you tonight. Okay.
Okay.
I'll save you. We can do.
All right.
Oh, like this is just a pilot episode. Will be nice this time, but we can get
Right.
into some debates in later episodes. So, anyway, Xbox. I don't know what I'm looking forward to. Scalebound's canceled. Fable
Actually,
4 is
well, psych,
canceled.
hit the brakes. That domain got picked back up. It's
It
not.
doesn't matter. They probably just don't want anybody to take it. And I
No,
think
they
there
got
was some article that I read that they said they still
rejuvenated.
needed like until 2020 to release the game. I was watching another podcast and the guy in there was talking about it too. That's way too long. The shit's been in development since like 2012. Like I thought Last Guardian was terrible, as far as development time. But
Oh, well,
this is
that's a different
ridiculous.
story.
The game has been looking like trash. It's running at like 20 frames.
I never
like
said it wasn't trash, but I'm just saying
14
that it
frames.
went through different things that Scalebound didn't go through.
No, I'm saying that Scalebound has been looking like trash, running at
All
like
right,
20
you're trash.
frames.
Anyways, you done?
Um, s- yeah. I mean, what are you gonna show? Another Halo? Are you gonna show another Gears of War? Like, what are you gonna show? Common sense tells me
You're still talking about
if
competition
you're
wise.
no, I'm talking about Xbox. Common sense tells me that if you're coming out with a new console, you're gonna come out with some games that we probably, hopefully, games that we don't know about. These IPs that Xbox has, hopefully they don't come out and be like, oh, there's Halo 6 and God of War 5 and another fucking Recore or some shit. Like, give us something new. Like, I think they have like finally an emphasis on like maybe some Japanese games. I'm like, PlayStation, you have Bloodborne, you have Neo, you have all these different games, Gravity Rush, that Xbox just doesn't have. Maybe they can tap into something, some good single player games that are actually story based instead of all multiplayer. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm probably not gonna get the Scorpio because I have a PC. Especially if Xbox is gonna go the route of releasing their games on PC through the Microsoft Store or whatever. Um, I don't know. I just don't know what Xbox is really gonna show. So, I mean, you can say that Sony is not going to show anything too different because they showed a lot of stuff at last E3. But if they show gameplay in these games actually running and give release dates, I think it'll be over quick. But I don't know. But yeah, I've talked. So go ahead, I guess, with your predictions or wish
No,
list.
there's no predictions. I don't. I think you forgot that it it was strictly just supposed to be just three games that you were excited about, but then you brought in the three from every company. You didn't even mention Nintendo.
They don't exist.
Okay,
I knew you were going to say that. Nintendo, I haven't played a Nintendo
we done.
games. The fucking
We're done.
GameCube. I take that back. I played Injustice on the fucking Wii. That shit was terrible.
Ew, whoa. I'd rather play it on my cell phone.
Yo, that shit was god awful, son. Like, oh my god. Anyway, yeah, but go ahead. I don't have any
Nintendo's
predictions for
never. I'm
Nintendo.
just gonna get Nintendo out of the way. They've never had anything special really to announce at E3, so it's really not. I mean, they already what? They already put out Mario Kart. That's out. It's the same thing that it's always been. Nothing different. And then they have Arms coming out, which is like I can't even describe that game, and that's not a good thing. And then you have Zelda's already out. That was like their launch game. That's the reason
Yep.
why people bought Switch was for the Zelda. That's it.
Yep.
Um,
Now what?
exactly. So I don't know. Maybe they'll release like a Donkey Kong Country
Oh,
or
speaking of that, or like, well, Mario Kart. Maybe there's gonna be like a Crash Team Racing for PS4 too.
Wario World, Luigi's Mansion 3. I don't know. It doesn't, but that's not important. I could give two shits about Nintendo to be honest with you. I'm not buying a Switch. I never will unless something ridiculous happens with it, like I can control my car with it or some stupid shit. But they can't even get voice chat to work on that thing properly, so I doubt that's happening. Um, for three games I'm looking forward to though is definitely State of Decay 2. I want to see gameplay from that. I played the first one, that was really good. Um, I don't care about any Halo titles. I honestly, I'm really not hyped for anything special this year, to be honest. I mean, to, I don't want to say anything coming out of Microsoft's side. I'm not excited about Crackdown 2 or 3. Sorry,
Crackdown was a good game.
it was good,
Was
but it's not like it was
I
good when I
liked
was a
Crackdown.
kid.
That and that one fucking game, like what was it called, Shadowfall or something like that?
Shadowfall was good. I love that game. They came out
Yeah,
around the same time too, which is kind of
or
weird.
was it called Shadowfall?
No, Shadowrun.
Yeah, Shadowrun. That shit was
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, it was. It was an interesting concept too. You had like where you could like plant trees and it would heal you and shit. But
Yeah, that game was fun. That and Crackdown were my shit on Xbox a while ago.
yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to see some gameplay from Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean,
I don't think
we'll see something.
we'll probably see another trailer
Yeah, which is well, a gameplay trailer.
because
They
you know
have
how
gameplay.
Rockstar is.
They have gameplay. They could definitely show us gameplay
Nah, they
trailer.
didn't
I guarantee you we see
do
gameplay.
it because you remember how they did GTA 5. They released them shits on like YouTube or something. You know what I mean? We didn't see nothing from it until like that review. Remember they showed like the whole GTA Online, like they had that woman talking. They didn't show that shit at E3.
I
Rockstar
don't care.
came
I
out with
don't.
their
But
own
that was the
shit.
online trailer though. Where I'm talking about single player.
I don't think did they show a lot of single player at
Yes,
E3.
pretty sure. If
That's
not, this
debatable.
is the time for that because they already delayed it, so they need to keep it hot. So showing
Like
it at E3 is gonna do that. I know the game doesn't need to be hot because it's fucking Grand Theft Auto with horses, but it's it still to stay like on top of people's minds. Like, hey, this game's coming. Just put it on your list.
yeah,
That
my
that
body's ready for this game. Red Dead is probably my favorite game of all time.
Yeah, man. I mean, if they expand the multiplayer to something that was in the same league as GTA Online, which is still like came out in, like what
The
2015,
first Red Dead Online was
14.
fun.
Yeah, I know, man. That was awesome. They had
It
all
was a
kinds of
little
shit to do in
gay
it.
in the aim assist rooms, but like the
Well,
non aim
that's that.
assist
Yeah,
rooms,
yeah. You could play poker. You could do little, all kinds of little mini games and shit like that. The team deathmatch was kind of janky, but it was what it was. Um,
yeah, that and I would say Witcher 3 probably my top two games of all time,
which they have
almost.
said that they
And
are
like
they are moving forward with another Witcher game as well. Even though they said this would be the last one, but it made
it'd
so much money.
probably be all Siri, no Geralt.
Well, do you have a problem with that, Markel?
No, I'm just saying that's probably the direction that the game's gonna go.
Yeah, probably.
Similar to Last of Us, the guy gets old and you gotta go on with the young chick, young blood.
Youngblood. No, definitely looking forward to maybe seeing a Fable announcement. Maybe because they
Doubt
just
it.
had that crappy shit get canceled not that long ago. Lionhead got shut down, and the rights are strictly under Microsoft now, so they can do whatever they want with it. People, I think, would they want one. I've heard tons of talk about people wanting a Fable game, and I think it's time for that. It's time to shoot an exclusive out there. Um, I think there was another thing. Oh yeah, what is it? Sea of Thieves as well, which is an exclusive to Microsoft and PC.
Sea of trash.
Okay, it's fun. I played in the closed alpha and closed beta, man. It's a fun game. It's slowly becoming something that I think a lot of people would really enjoy when it goes out to public. Um, we'll see something on that as well. We're definitely gonna see Scorpio news. That's gonna
I
go
mean,
hand
they're
in hand.
it's not gonna be Scorpio news. It's gonna be
Well, it's gonna be in a reveal, right?
yeah, their presentation is gonna be they're probably gonna open up Scorpio for like 30, 40 minutes and
I
show
would certainly
games
hope so.
running. So
And I know that they've already stated that State of Decay 2 was built for Scorpio. So um, I'm interested to see if there's any other games that are exclusives that they haven't announced, which I'm sure are, that have been built from the ground up for the system. So you can already know that they're going to show something out there that we haven't heard of that's been kept under wraps pretty tightly. So it's definitely going to be interesting this year for sure. Last year was kind of eh.
hmm
It was kind of eh.
another thing that Sony probably is gonna they got that new PS4 Slim, the gold one.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna do like a little short little thing. Oh,
PC needs its own show. Like
coming out
just
next week.
PC.
I mean, what can you really do for PC though? I mean, like,
Yeah, no.
I mean, do
Well,
you want
you
to
can do
you want to
everything.
touch on like Ubisoft? I'm kind of looking forward to the new Assassin's Creed that's coming out. It's in Egypt. I like Assassin's Creed 3 was probably my favorite one out of the entire thing with the Native American boy.
Wow.
Uh, what do you mean?
Native
Wow,
American boy.
he was a Native American boy.
Yeah, he was half white, half Native American. He was a full-blooded Native American.
Oh, okay. Wow. That was my guy though, man.
Yeah,
Um,
3 was definitely good. This one is going. It's basically a prequel. It's showing. Not, I don't know for certain because there's been such like a withholding on the leaks. Slowly but surely, a lot of stuff's been coming out. It's either it's either the very beginning or shortly after the entire Creed got started. So it definitely looks
mm,
interesting. It's showing naval stuff happening in Egypt on boats. So it looks cool.
I mean, if this main character, the Egyptian guy, if he's anything like my guy Connor from Assassin's Creed 3, um,
That character looked like built though. He looked bulky. Like that dude looked. He looked more like a brute than normal. But
it's probably like a big black dude. They haven't had a black uh Assassin's Creed character yet.
yes, they have. And Liberation.
It was like some fucking like I'm talking about main character, like the
That
main
was a main
playable
character.
character.
That is a main character. And Liberation.
Oh shit, you're right. Well, that's a DLC though.
No, it's not.
And I did play it. Yes, it is. Liberation was a DLC, and it was a stand. It came out as a standalone.
Liberation was a exclusive for the PSP.
No, wait. What's the one that came out?
You're talking about the
The
one for Black Flag.
Yeah, the one for Black Flag. Um, I can't remember the name of it, but I'm talking about like they can't just get black dudes from DLC, man. They're probably gonna make the this new one. Uh, I mean, the Egyptians were black scientifically, but I don't know.
You're
Um,
getting into where it doesn't need to go.
yeah. Hey man, this is this is no holds bar right here, man. We're going X rated, man. I am not listen. I am not POC, okay?
Piece of shit.
Yeah, because we spell shit with C. I am not
Oh, you
politically
said
correct.
C. Okay,
Or
I'm sorry.
PC, POC. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm sleepy. I'm not PC politically correct. Okay, I don't care. I say it how it is. But anyway, um, moving on from that. Just some news. I guess we can wrap it up with maybe some news, some gaming shit. Horizon Zero Dawn sold 3.4 million copies since its release, which is good. I'm glad it sold that. Not just because it's a PlayStation game. Again, I like Xbox stuff too. I'm a Gears fan. I love Gears. Um, it's just good for games like that with like female leads and good for guerrilla games too because I wouldn't say Killzone kind of flopped, but people didn't give it the love that it needed or that it deserved, so it didn't really sell that much. So this was good for them to bounce back and do that. Um, PlayStation VR sold over 1 million. Who cares? Um, I know you like VR, but I don't know. 1 in 5 PS4s sold are PS4 Pros. So people really don't care about updated versions. And just to shit on the Switch a little bit more, we spoke on FIFA 18 a little bit earlier. FIFA 18 coming September 29th. The Switch version will use the old engine of the old game engine and doesn't feature the journey mode. For those of you who don't know, the journey mode is basically this year's FIFA 17. They kind of had this story mode with this guy named I think his name was like Alex or something like that. And it just gave you like a career. It was a scripted mode, so you couldn't like create your own player and do like a career. It was like already like a pre-built character that they made and made a story for it. He's in the Barclays Premier League, which is like the English, like over like London, all those teams like Manchester City, Manchester United, Arsenal, stuff like that, like the English Premier League teams. You play in that league and you go through like a season or two or something like that. I have FIFA 17, but I never played that. But the Switch won't have that version, and it'll be using the FIFA 17 engine. So how can you call this game FIFA 18 on the Switch? I don't know.
Yep.
Moving on from that, I guess maybe just one more thing. Friday the 13th got a patch. Uh, that article came out 11 hours ago, so I guess maybe it just dropped like today or something.
I'll take a look at that. I thought I saw something last night about that, but I wasn't for sure if it was the same thing. I know they were just doing like some hot fixes in the save files, and people are still getting that error trying to join games and shit like that. So
Yeah.
it's probably just a lot of hot fixes and bug fixes and stuff.
Um, I guess.
I doubt they've added anything new because the last thing they want to do is break it even further.
Right. Just to touch on E3 real quick, I kind of want to talk about before we end. I do kind of want to talk about Red Dead's ending before we wrap it up.
Sure,
Um,
why not?
you beat it, right?
Without DLC? Of course I beat it, Markell.
Okay. I'm not talking about like Undead Nightmare.
Right, right,
That
right. Well, I'm just saying
but
that. Yeah.
let me just do this real quick. On if you go to DualShockers website, they have the E3 schedule for people that don't know. Um, basically, uh, Microsoft goes on Sunday. Sony usually goes after Microsoft. They'll go on Monday, but Saturday is when EA opens up E3. So Saturday, June 10th is when E3 starts. Nintendo like comes in
They didn't
on
show up.
Tuesday.
Oh,
Well,
they're there.
they have some shit. It's called like a treehouse or some bullshit on
Jesus.
Tuesday. It starts at 9 a.m. Pacific, so I guess like 12, yeah, 12 p.m. Eastern time, our
Right,
time.
right. So I could skip that one.
Um, yeah. Uh,
No,
but
I'll pay
Saturday,
attention to it.
EA they're probably gonna show uh something well Battlefront 2. Looking
True.
forward to that. Forgot to mention that. I'm
True.
definitely copping that.
Is EA
Battlefront
and
2.
Ubisoft on the same day?
No, Ubisoft goes Monday before Sony.
All right.
Um,
Can I just say, I do you miss the days where it was just straightforward, like where separate companies like Microsoft brought Ubisoft or Sony brought EA. They didn't always have like a separate show for EA and Ubisoft. You remember
I
that?
mean, the shows have been trash, but I kind of like them set apart from Sony and Microsoft. Why? Because it forces Sony and Microsoft
Microsoft.
to focus on exclusives and first party and what why should we buy their consoles and what we have to look forward to from their consoles, not just multiplats. I think keeping EA and Ubisoft, yeah, you're gonna have Sony show like Red Dead and they have marketing deals for a lot of games, like Call of Duty and shit like that. Of course, you're gonna have them showing snippets of that stuff, but it kind of makes them like, okay, you can show us that, but you still have another fucking 45 minutes of shit you need to show, so you can't be showing all EA and Ubisoft's games. So I kind of like that, but EA goes on Saturday. Microsoft, Bethesda, and Devolver Digital. The fuck is that? They go on Sunday. Monday you have the PC gaming show. There you go, Kyle. We can watch that.
Oh wow.
You have the PC gaming show. At 1 p. Let me give the times. EA comes on Eastern time at 3. Microsoft comes on Sunday Eastern time at 5. Bethesda comes on Sunday as well. They come on at 12 a.m., so midnight. And then Devolver Digital comes on at 1 a.m. Eastern. That's all on Sunday. Monday, the PC gaming show starts off at 1. Ubisoft comes on at 4 on Sunday. And then Sony comes on at 9 to end the night. And then Tuesday is when Nintendo comes on at 12. And that kind of wraps up E3.
That's when everyone leaves.
Yeah, that's when I'll be playing games when I get home from work. Um,
You can watch it all on Twitch like last time. I'm pretty sure it's probably the best way to go about it
yeah. Either way,
because it's not really televised. So
yeah. But anyway, Red Dead, the new Red Dead that's coming out. I think it's what is the crew? I can't remember. Like I don't. Why am I forgetting so much stuff now that we're live? I don't have stage fright or anything. Like I'm not nervous at all. But like I'm forgetting like a lot of shit that I like knew before we started the podcast. Um, what is the name of the group? Like they look like the fucking what's that movie that came out? The Deadly Eight or something like that.
oh the shit.
Yeah. Anyway, John Marston is in my guy John is in a group like that. Of these like cowboy like Wild West fucking
Well,
gangsters.
yeah, but it's because this is supposed to be a prequel.
Right. Which I didn't want. I mean, I'm sure the game was gonna be beautiful, just great. But I think a lot of Red Dead fans wanted this shit to go,
Be a son or
yeah,
someone different.
into his son. Like after John died, and spoiler alert, kiss my ass. The game's been out for like fucking 10 years. um, I kind of wanted to see what the son does. Like I want to see the son like just go on a rampage. You know what I mean? Just like go after everybody. I mean, I don't think like all the guys didn't die at the end. Those guys are still out there.
True.
Um, so I want to kind of see him. Maybe they'll Red Dead 3. They'll go with that, or maybe some DLC.
All
They'll
right,
kind of show
you're
us what he
reaching.
did. I don't know.
Red Dead 3, really? That's what like 2025?
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a reach. It'll probably eventually come, but I'm saying if they're not gonna go with that, if they're not gonna touch on that story now, they probably have to do it eventually. Or if they're, it's always a possibility. I mean,
Or it could be a
Rockstar's
mix.
always
It could be a
gonna.
mix mash, man. Like it could be like you go back and forth in time and forward, and you know how
Maybe
that rolls.
I don't know.
I,
Uh,
they're
I,
Rockstar's really good about switching characters back and forth and still keeping it streamlined. So,
right.
and I'm down, man. I'm down to see what was going down before everything else.
Yeah.
He's a badass,
I
bro.
don't, it'll be a great game regardless.
Maybe they'll have an Undead Nightmare 2. Maybe
I don't know. We didn't touch on uh the new Call of Duty or Destiny 2,
we could
but
we could talk about that next one.
yeah.
That's plenty of I got plenty of things to bring up about both of those. None of them good.
Yeah. So just want to put it out there, put it in record. I think Sony's gonna win E3.
Okay.
Kiss my ass, Kyle.
All right. I'm not gonna say anything.
You shouldn't. You have no ammo in that gun you're toting over there.
All my money's on Nintendo.
We got buckshots over here on the Sony site. Now I'm just
All
playing.
my money's
Uh,
on Nintendo.
Yikes!
Got that Mario Galaxy.
Yikes!
Gonna win. What
Yikes!
about that PC gaming show though?
I don't know what that is. Like they tried some goofy shit last year. Like these little segments. I don't. I just watched the conference. I don't have time to listen to Colin Moria or whoever the fuck they bring up.
Moriarty.
Like I don't have time to listen to what this guy has to say. I want him out of here. I want this guy off the stage, and I want the show to start. I want him out of here. He has to go.
Gotcha.
Um, I just unplugged my mic.
Nice.
Hopefully your boy don't come out there. What's the guy that came out there with the Crash shirt? They are coming out with the Crash remastered. But I hope he doesn't come out there teasing some shit. And it's not gonna come. But I don't
E3
know.
is
We'll
famous
see.
for that, man.
I think Sony's gonna kill it.
All
Xbox. I hope Xbox comes out with some crazy new IPs because that would get me excited. Won't play them on Xbox, but I'll still probably get them.
That'll be the moment they're like, and we're disabling our from Xbox to PC for this one.
Oh man.
Scorpio exclusive. Fuck
Yikes.
everybody.
Yeah, I guess I won't be playing them then.
I'm
I'm
just
not.
interested to see what the price point is for that. To be honest with you, I'm thinking it's either $3.99 to
Mm-mm.
$4.99
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be $500.
with a Connect. JK, that's dead. Rest in peace.
It's gonna be like $4.99 with no controller.
It's gonna be 800. Wow, it's gonna be 800 with Hololens.
Yikes! They haven't even talked about
That's
Hololens
what I'm
since like
saying. That's what I'm saying.
fucking like E3 2013 or some shit.
But they've released a bunch of stuff in the meantime though, like actual demos, not that crazy 3GI shit that I think we saw a while back. That was just nuts. I couldn't even believe it. But um, I'm interested to see what they come up with. But we have what's the first date for it?
You talking about E3?
Yeah, what's the date on the very first show?
June 10th.
Okay,
So 5 days. We're talking this Saturday at 3 p.m. EA kicks it off. Like I
great,
said, FIFA 18, Battlefront 2,
great,
maybe some other stuff.
great. That'll give us
Um,
that'll give us a platform for the next iteration.
yep.
Because when we come back, we'll have all that fresh in our minds. We'll have a nice little setup to talk about there. Um, other than that, we should be able to leave them with our salutations and goodbye, Markel.
I guess.
Yeah, I did the intro, and I'll let you lead us out.
Just one more random thing. They're bringing Wukong to Paragon.
Wow, you
That was
completely
my that was my
you
guy on
completely
Smite. I just want to throw
killed
that out there.
the
Freak,
outro.
my boy Freaky Kong, Freaky Woo,
Wait,
Freaky League.
in
That's
the
my guy.
Paragon?
Are we playing some Friday 13th after this, or I mean, I know you have children
Maybe,
and uh,
maybe,
a make believe lover.
yes,
Um,
that exists.
that's debatable.
Okay.
Yikes. Yeah. I guess we can get up out of here.
We do we do have the YouTube set up. Has a lot of placeholder stuff up at the moment because we're waiting to get the all of our logos and stuff taken care of by a local artist that will not be named or paid. Um,
Yikes. I think also we should put our. I mean, you can put my. I'll give you my PSN, my Steam name. I don't care. You can see I'm not a fraud. I'm a fraud in some respects,
do that.
cause
I'll, I'll
just
I'll
cause
I'll leave all relevant information on the screen at the moment.
yeah, I don't have the time I used to have to play games, but I still get busy in these streets. So if you want these
Okay.
hands, you can come catch them.
All
That's
right.
for anybody that watches this.
All right. Now lead us with the
Um,
outro.
yeah, we're out of here. Scopes and Laggers podcast. Every Tuesday, still debatable.
Still
Uh,
debatable.
you can catch us YouTube. Maybe in the future we can do some live streams.
I think that'll be what we do. Maybe we'll see how it rolls. We'll have to
Yeah,
see. Um,
yeah. But
yeah, YouTube's the best way so far.
I guess we're out of here. It's 11:30 Eastern time. It's your boy Kizzle,
Oh, is that my
aka
cue?
Gaming
Oh,
God. No,
okay.
I'm
I
just
thought it was
playing.
my cue.
And we got your boy Nebs,
aka Kyle, as we call him,
if you know me.
and Scopes and Laggers podcast.
All right, guys. See you next Tuesday.
Signing signing out.
Out.
Catch you guys next Tuesday.